Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, beautiful people on this beautiful, beautiful planet you get to call home for such a tiny, tiny amount of time. When love is all you want, love is all you will see. Everything is seen, not through the eyes, but through the eyes of awareness. Everything is seen, everything is perceived through the eyes of awareness. Not through the ego, not through the story, not through the conditioned mind, not what mummy's told you, what daddy's told you, what your friends have told you. That all becomes a part of your ego. That becomes a part of your conditioned mind. It's what you believe to be true because of other people's stories. It's not who you are. The I am is awareness. The I am is not a body. The I am is not me, Sam. The I am is not a mind. The I am is pure loving awareness. It's pure, we're all conscious, aren't we? We're all consciousness. That is the I am, without a story, without a program playing out in the mind. Everything is seen through the eyes of awareness. Hearing is seen through the eyes of awareness. These footsteps are seen through the eyes of awareness. These words leaving my mouth are seen through the eyes of awareness. There is no story. There is no program. Empty, dissolved of thought, dissolved of the ego. That is who everybody is. Everybody is pure awareness. Pure loving awareness. Because awareness is love. God is love. Consciousness is love. Witnesser is love. Why? Because it's not attached to a story. It's not attached to the ego. So there's no judgment. There's no opinions. There's no views. There's no negativity in awareness. There's no fear in awareness. There's no suffering in awareness. Your suffering will end at the end of thought. Your suffering will end when the ego dissolves away. Oh, so therefore, in awareness, if there's no judgment, if there's no fear, if there's no worry, if there's no anxiety, if there's no depression, in the thing that witnesses life, in the I am, which is what you are, the I am is not you, a person, the I am is not me, Sam, the I am is not a body and mind, the I am is pure awareness, witnessing the world, consciousness, because if you weren't conscious you wouldn't be here in this body, witnessing the world through consciousness, through awareness. It's all the same thing. The thing that is witnessing life, the thing that is aware of life, never changes. It's never changed. It's exactly the same awareness that you was when you was a baby. It's exactly the same witnesser when you were a teenager. It's exactly the same thing that is conscious when you're in your 60s and 70s. It's exactly the same awareness that is there when this soul detaches from the body. That awareness is what you'll take in to your life review. It's what you'll take into your next lifetime. Whatever lessons you've not learned on this planet as this entity, when your soul detaches from this body, whatever you are at that present moment will be what detaches from the body. So if you're pure loving awareness, that is what will detach. Your soul will be what is detaches from the body. That awareness, that emptiness of thought, that emptiness of of being a person, that any sense of personhood will be what detaches from the body, which is the state that you want to get to before death, because you don't want to be attached to anything or anyone at the time of your death, because if you do, them attachments will carry on into the next life. And if you're not pure loving awareness for everyone and everything in your life review, you will have a hellish, disturbed life review when your soul detaches from the body. You get to experience everything that you've put other people through in this lifetime. That's why it's so important. That's why so many entities go on self-discovery. The self being not a body, the self not being Sam, the self being the I am, the self being awareness, the self being your consciousness. That is the self that is going on discovery. It's trying to find out who it is. Some people never come to this realization in this lifetime. Some people are stuck in ego consciousness the whole of this lifetime. That's okay, because that's a lesson that they needed to learn in this life. They had to live in fear. They had to live in worry. They had to live in anxiety and depression in order for them to learn that lesson. Some souls, some awareness go into seeking. Breath work, meditation, hypnosis, whatever, cold water therapy. Some people spend the whole of their lifetime in seeking. That's okay. That soul, that awareness, that consciousness has to go through them lessons. That's a lesson that it needed to learn in this lifetime. Some soul, some awareness, some consciousness go into abiding and discovery. There's something else here. I am not this mind. I am not the thoughts. I've been doing all this seeking. I've been doing breath work. I've been doing meditation. I've been doing hypnosis. But it's like a fucking conveyor belt. I'm just going round and round in circles, and I'm paying money and money and money to these people that are telling me I'm going to attain something when you never actually attain something. Because the thing that people are trying to end is their suffering. And you can only end your suffering when you realise you're not the thoughts in your head. Once you realise you're not the ego. Once you realise you're not the program, you're not the conditioning. That what mummy told you, what daddy told you, what your friends have told you, what your neighbours told you, it's all bollocks. Some people come to, in this lifetime, pure loving awareness. Pure God consciousness. God is love. God isn't some fucking high and mighty power that is gonna welcome you when your soul leaves this body. God is here now. God is in everything. God is in everyone. Why? Because God is love. God is awareness. God is the witnesser. God is consciousness. God is love. Why is God love? Because love and fear cannot coexist. Because love cancels out the ego. If you're living in pure loving awareness, then you can't be judging other people. If you're living in pure loving awareness, there can't be fear. If you're living in pure loving awareness, there can't be anxiety. If you're living in pure loving awareness, there can't be depression. They don't coexist. They'll cancel each other out. Everybody is pure loving awareness. Nobody is the thoughts in the head. Nobody is the ego. It's just a program playing out in the mind. What mummy told you, what daddy told you, what your friends have told you, what your neighbours have told you. That becomes webbed into what you think is who you are, what you think is your identity. Awareness is who you are. Detached from the story. Empty of thought. We're all conscious, aren't we? That's consciousness. Otherwise you won't be fucking here. Pure God consciousness. Whatever word, they're all the same thing. Awareness, God, love, the witnesser. God is love. God isn't some high mighty thing. God is love in the moment. So therefore there's love in every moment. It's just whether you've got the eyes to see it. Not the eyes, not these eyes, these eyeballs. The eyes of awareness to see it. If you're dissolved of thought, then you can't be judging. So therefore there's love. If you're empty of the mind, then there can't be fear. So therefore there's love. If you're not coming up into a story in every moment, there can't be anxiety in any moment, can there? So therefore there is love. So if there's love that is empty of thought, and what's the opposite to empty of thought? It's awareness. So they're all the same thing, you get me? Love, God, awareness, it's an instant knowing that, I am that. Some people don't realise this in this lifetime. Some people live lifetime after lifetime after lifetime after lifetime listening to the program in the mind. So if you've come to a space where you're awakening, where you're enlightened once you realise this truth. When you come to this place, think yourself very, very, very grateful. Be very, very grateful that you've come to realise that you are not the false self. Because the majority of the population are believing in the false self. Are believing in just something. How can them thoughts be who you are? If your thoughts can change in a heartbeat, if your thoughts can change in the click of a finger, what the fuck are you listening to? What are you listening to? I've got to be honest. What the fuck are you listening to? You're listening to something that just appears, aren't you? Them thoughts just appear. They come and go. They're perceived. What they're perceived by? Awareness. They're perceived by consciousness. They're seen by awareness. So them thoughts just appear, but they're seen. Them thought awareness is like 2 steps back from the seeing. You see it, then what perceives that seeing? What's the perceiver? Is that can be perceived? It ends there. You don't need to keep trying to go back and go back. So what's perceiving that? What's perceiving that? What's perceiving that? What's perceiving that? You'd be stuck in a loop the whole of your fucking life. No, it's an instant there in that moment. That's perceiving is awareness. That's the perceiving is that's the I am. Because that's consciousness, because you're here in this moment aware of everything. The I am is awareness. It's an instant knowing that you are that. Then the ego just dissolves away. So therefore your suffering ends. Because you only can suffer because of the thoughts in your head. Because it's false. That's the false self. You're suffering because you're listening to something that isn't real. So you're gonna suffer. It's false. Why is it false? Because it just appears. It appears and it can change. You could come into contact with me and you might have heard somebody's conditioned mind about who I am. You might have heard a story from somebody's conditioned mind that I'm this kind of entity walking, I'm this person walking. You believe that I'm a person, you believe that I'm a mind, you believe that I'm an ego. So you come into contact with me because you believe somebody else's conditioned mind. You believe somebody else's program about who I am. That is just somebody else's blockages. That is someone else's life experiences that have led them to that point to believe that's who I am because of the thoughts in their head. They're listening to something that isn't real. You then hear that story about me. You believe that person's story. You believe that's who I am because of that conditioned mind. The thoughts in the head. As we're aware, then thoughts come and go. Then thoughts, they exist on the screen of consciousness, but there's no weight to them. There's nothing. It's like going through the Buddhists say about going through, that thoughts are like clouds. That's exactly what they are. There's no substance to them. They just come and go. They appear. And then they dissolve away. But you believe that story because of what somebody else's conditioned mind has told you. So your ego, oh yeah, fucking hell, he's a dickhead, isn't he? Oh yeah, I like that. Yeah, my ego feels great. I'm judging him. I've got an opinion against him. I love it. You come into contact with me, and then not as an ego, but as pure awareness, and then you come to realise that I'm not that. So your thoughts change in the click of a finger. Your thoughts change in a heartbeat. So what are you listening to? If them thoughts can change so quickly, what the fuck are you listening to? You're listening to fucking nothing. You're listening to the cloud. Like Buddhists say, them clouds, they come and go. Thoughts are like clouds. That's exactly right. But if you don't go deep enough into that, you think, what the fuck are they on about? It's like a cloud. But that's exactly what they like. There's no weight to them. They just come and go on the screen of consciousness as the witnesser, as the awareness. So therefore, everything is seen. The thoughts are seen. These words leaving my mouth are seen. What they're seen by? They're seen by pure, loving awareness. There's no fear there. There's no worry. There's no anxiety. There's no depression. These people walking past, they come and go. It can only become a problem if I make it so because of the thoughts in my head. And them thoughts don't exist. They do, they appear. But they're seen. Once you realise, that's seen, that's seen, that's seen. I'm perceiving that. It's seen through awareness. Go even deeper, it's seen through loving awareness. Because awareness is love. Because there's no judgment. There's no fear, there's no worry. So it has to be love. God is love. God is in everything and every moment. Why? Because God is love and awareness is love. It's all the same thing. People get confused that God, where's fucking God here? I can't see God. Oh, fuck me. Where's God? God isn't going to pop out to you. Awareness isn't going to say, boo, I'm here. I'm here, I'm awareness. How you doing? No, that's the ego's game. That's the false self's game. Awareness is just there, ever present, in every moment, full of love. Pure loving awareness for everyone and everything. Hope everyone has a fantastic day. Namaste.